Hello everyone, this is Paya and welcome to my channel. So in this video I'm going to show you how you can create a toggle counter which you can use on many occasions. Actually, one of the uses is the like button when you are liking something and the counter gets updated. So let's go ahead and create it. Now, as always, I have prepared all the properties that I need for this one. So we need a text, which is gonna be the counter text. Then we have the boolean that says, do you want this to be horizontal? Because the default one is vertical. And we have the state, like it's gonna be default, hover, focused, and disabled. And we have the active one, like when you tap on that and it's gonna get active, like you toggle the counter basically. And it's gonna be the size. The next one is gonna be the size. And also we have two more, so let me add. It's gonna be instance swap, but it's gonna be inactive, actually no, default icon. It's gonna be instant swap. Let me icon component. And then we have the active icon, which is gonna be again an icon component. All right, let's go right ahead and create it. I'm gonna actually I'm gonna start with the heart icon because I have both its line and its actually bold style. So let's go ahead and find an icon here. I think I'm gonna go with this one. So I added a bunch of libraries to my design system. They're available for free on Figma Community. So I'm gonna use this like iconly sharp outline heart. All right, the size is okay for now. I'm gonna change this one to body. I'm gonna change the looks in a bit. But yeah, let's add a text. It's gonna be an integer. So let's go ahead and add a number, like maybe 3 point something like that, right? Or maybe like you can add any number. And the size of the font is okay. And actually let me reduce this one because this is gonna be the small one, smallest, and maybe this can be even reduced in size. I'm gonna set the orientation to vertical, make sure it's center aligned, and set the gap via my variables. It's gonna be 2. Yep, that's okay. Now what I'm gonna do is turn it into a component, right? And I'm gonna rename it to toggle counter. Next, what I'm gonna do is add properties. So I'm gonna add a text property and call it counter, right? And the value is gonna be 3,541, like so. And next, I'm gonna connect it to my property. There you go. I'm also gonna create the default icon for it. So what I'm gonna do is again create an instant swap, call it default icon. I'm gonna pick an instant and it's gonna be heart. Let's find the same one. Was it this one? Yep. And now I'm gonna select my icon and connect it to default icon. There you go. Actually, let's change them to change the text and icon color. Sorry. All right. Now what I'm gonna do is add the states to them. So for that, I need to give this a little bit of spacing from left and right. So I'm gonna give it like 8 pixels from left and right and like 12 pixels from top and bottom, something like that. or because it's too small, because it's going to be the small one, 6 from left and right and 8 from top and bottom. There you go. I'm also going to add a corner radius for the hover states, but I'm going to get to it in a bit. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to start building these. So let's go ahead with the active state. Yep, I'm going to create another variant. I'm going to call the property active, and by default this is false. Let me increase the size of this, and I'm going to duplicate it and call the active true, like so. And for that, I'm going to just change this icon. I'm going to disconnect it, and I'm going to create another instance swap and call it active icon. I'm going to choose my active icon from the list. I'm going to search for heart and find the one that's actually bold, like so. All right, now I'm going to go here and connect it to active icon. There you go. And what's next? What's next is basically creating the state. So we already have the counter, the active icon, the default icon. We only need the state, horizontal mode, and size. So let's go ahead and change the state. So I actually, as you can see, there's the state. There's the state line here. We have 4 different states. This is the default one. So let me create a variant here. I'm gonna call it states or state, and by default it's gonna be default. And now what I'm gonna do is just duplicate these like so. I'm gonna call it hover. Actually, let's go like this. I'm gonna call this focused and call this disabled. Actually, for the active state, I'm gonna find the icon and change its. I'm gonna find the icon and change its color. It's gonna be surface, maybe primary default light, something like that. You can edit it, however you want. So that's just the way I want to keep it on my file. All right. The next step is to style them. So to style them, I'm gonna actually add the background to them. So when you hover over them, you're gonna see a background. So I'm gonna go to the surface, and it's gonna be surface default subtle, something like that. As mentioned, I'm gonna give it a corner radius to make sure it matches my style. So I'm gonna go with the small one. Actually, it's not the corner radius. Here are the corner radiuses. It's gonna be X large. Yep, that's okay. For the focused one, the same as my buttons here or the switches, as you can see, I'm gonna add them a stroke, basically. Make sure it's outside stroke. Set the same corner radius. It's gonna be X large. Actually, let's select all of these and add a custom corner radius to all, because even for the transparent one, it's gonna be usable someday to match the style. All right, now I'm gonna bump up the stroke a little bit, maybe, yep, something like that. Too much a little bit, but yeah, that's okay. And I'm gonna go to my borders and find maybe this color. Yep, that's good. Maybe for the active state, I can change it to primary. Sorry, no. Actually, on the primary borders, default subtle, something like that. Yep, that's okay. And for the disabled ones, I'm just gonna set the opacity to 50. Yeah. All right. Now what I'm gonna do is make sure. So right now, as you can see, we have all the states. Now what I'm gonna do is to make sure that we have different sizes. Then I'm gonna go ahead with the horizontal one actually. So let's go ahead and create another property. It's gonna be variant, and it's gonna be horizontal, and the value, but default value is gonna be false. And then what I'm gonna do is just duplicate these and set it to true. And when I have the true one selected, so these are gonna be horizontal, I'm gonna set the layout orientation to horizontal layout, like so. Then I'm gonna set the alignment to align left. All right, let me move them a little bit here. And for the spacing from, actually for the gap, I'm gonna increase it a little bit, so it's gonna be 4. Yep, like so. Let me increase the size of this one because it's gonna get a little bit crowdy right now, like so. Now I'm gonna actually pause the video here, add the small, medium, and large one, and I'm gonna show you how we can test it out. But before doing so, let me show you how you can add this small, medium, and large. So I'm gonna add a variant, call it size. The one that we created is small, right? And the next ones are gonna be, so this is I'm gonna duplicate this one, and the duplication is gonna be called medium, and so on and so forth. It's gonna be large. All right, it's gonna be quick. I'm gonna style these to their different sizes, and I'm gonna pause the video here, and I'm gonna see you in a sec. All right, now I've created all of the toggle counters, as you can see here. Let's go ahead and test it. So what I'm gonna do is go to the assets, find for toggle counter, look for toggle counter. I'm gonna drag and drop it here. And as you can see, it's this small one. I can make it horizontal like so. I can make it active. I can change the state to the hover, change the state to focused. Again, make sure it's inactive. And then I'm gonna change the counter to like 4K or 4.2K, like so. I'm gonna make sure it's horizontal, change the size. As you can see, it's updated. Again, make sure it's active. Change the state to disabled, change the state to default, and make it large. And as you can see, we have created a complete component for our toggle counter that we can use throughout our design. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like and let me know what you think on the comment section below. And another thing, make sure to check out all the videos on how to create a complete design system from scratch using Figma's newest feature called variables, where you can learn actually how to create the different variants of your button to have a basically rich design system that makes it easy for you to design your product without worrying about any manual work. So as you can see, we have color palettes, typography system, and it's all added to our styles. Also effects, as you can see, shadows, we have different shadows, different blurs, background blurs actually. And also in the variables, we have the color tokens and spacings, as you saw that we used in this video. And yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. And again, subscribe to the channel, please. Leave a like. Let me know what you think on the comment section below. And I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.